Dear students, let us read out a poem. I wandered lonely as a cloud. So, this is a very beautiful poem written by the famous and well renowned poet William Wordsworth. William Wordsworth is regarded as the poet of nature. So, this poem was by William Wordsworth, the earliest of the Romantics, tells us about the poet's love of nature and how it used to affect the innermost thoughts. Now, I am going to read out the first stanza, and even I will keep on telling you also how many figures of speech have been used over here. I wandered lonely as a cloud that floats on high over vales and hills, when all at once I saw a crowd, a host of golden daffodils, beside the lake beneath the trees, fluttering and dancing in the breeze. Dear students, in the opening line, the poet has used simile because the poet has been compared with a cloud, lonely cloud that floats on high over vales. Vales means here valleys and hills. It means the poet is saying or telling us here that he is wandering over the valleys and hills, being alone just like a cloud. When all at once I saw a crowd, a host of golden daffodils. Meanwhile, while wandering nearby the valleys and hills, the narrator or the speaker of the poem, it means William Wordsworth himself, saw a large crowd. Crowd means here the group of flowers, and it seemed to him that those beautiful golden flowers of daffodils, daffodil a kind of flower, those beautiful golden daffodils, they were welcoming him. So you can say that the poet has used another figure of speech in this opening stanza, that is personification. Beside the lake beneath the trees, fluttering and dancing in the breeze. In the last line, the poet has also used personification beautifully, because the poet saw those beautiful flowers nearby the lake and under the trees. They were just moving and dancing, fluttering and dancing like uh, human beings. It means as the wind was blowing, breeze means the morning cool air was blowing, and they were dancing. It means daffodils were dancing. So personification has been used over here. Dear students, let us read out stanza number 2. Continuous as the stars that shine and twinkle on the Milky Way, they stretched in never-ending line along the margin of a bay. 10,000 saw I at a glance, tossing their heads in sprightly dance. Dear students, in the stanza number 2, the poet has also used the figure of speech, that is simile, because the daffodil flowers, they are being compared as stars that shine in the sky and twinkle on the Milky Way. Milky Way, this is the group of stars to be seen in the night. So they stretched in never ending line. The poet seemed that he was enchanted to the beauty of nature, beauty of daffodils, and he is saying by using the hyperbole that the flowers and the field of flowers, it was having no ending line. It was spread out along the margin of a bay. So you can see that from one line to the other, from where uh, the poet could see, could watch, he was able to see only the golden beautiful daffodils. Further, he says that 10,000 saw I at a glance. Now, in this line, the poet has used hyperbole. In a glance, he saw 10,000 golden daffodils. So, at a glance, nobody can see, and if anybody can see, so he or she cannot count. So, there is hyperbole. Tossing their heads in sprightly dance, and it seemed to the poet that those beautiful flowers, they were moving their heads as particular move, particular step of the dance. So, in the last line, the poet has again used beautifully the figure of speech personification. Now, let us read out stanza number 3. The waves beside them danced, but they outdid the sparkling waves in glee. A poet could not but be gay in such a jocund company. The poet here says that it seemed that there was a competition going on between the waves, because there was nearby a lake, and between the flowers there was the competition of dance between the two, in which who was the winner? It means the flowers, the beautiful daffodil flowers, they outdid the sparkling waves in glee. Glee means here happiness. The poet was enchanted to the beauty of nature. He could not do except he was happy. Gay means here happy. In such a jocund company, jocund means here happy company. So, being in the company of beautiful flowers, the poet could not do anything else except he kept on watching the beautiful flowers, and he was just enjoying the beauty of nature. Dear students, let us read out the stanza number 4. This is the last stanza. They flash upon that inward eye, which is the bliss of solitude, and then my heart with pleasures fills and dances with the daffodils. So, in the last stanza, the poet is not there now. Now, he has come back to his home or house, and he is now in a pensive mood, in a thoughtful mood. So, he is now lying down on his sofa, but he is thinking about those beautiful flowers. So, they flash upon that inward eye. Inward eye means that even when he was lying down, he was thinking about those beautiful flowers. So, even the mind's eye could see those beautiful flowers, which is the bliss of solitude. So, being alone, when he was thinking about those beautiful flowers, so it seemed that being alone, being in solitude, perhaps it was the blessing. Although most of the people, they say that even loneliness is the bad thing, but for the poet here, this is a kind of blessing, because he is able to recall what he had seen earlier. It means the beauty of nature. And then my heart with pleasures fill. So, while remembering about what he had seen, it means the beauty of daffodils, now he is feeling a kind of joy, a kind of rapture. So, his heart is filled with mirth and happiness, and dances with the daffodils. So, it seems that even his emotions are happy, he is overjoyed, he is rapturous. So, the poet has used again the figure of speech personification in the last line. So, dear students, hopefully I think you have got it, and if there is any confusion, so you can let me know. Thank you, students.